$8 for a soda, for a Coke, $20 plus for a slice of cake. It'll make you go broke. That's no joke, but that is what they're charging over at Walt Disney World for a new restaurant, and it may be the beginning of the vacation inflation this nation simply cannot afford. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so happy to have you returning to the Pro Channel, coming to you from somewhere sunny, USA. And it's always a good day when we get to spend time with our friends. That includes you. An attitude of gratitude each and every time you decide to click on the video and spend time with us. Folks, we're going to dive into the content today that is Let Them Have Their Cake over at the Cake Bake Shop at, near Epcot. But folks, you can help this video be super hot by clicking the like button. And now, with the frosting out of the way, let's dive in and let you know how much you're going to spend the next time you get a sweet tooth at Disney World, which is apparently now the most expensive place on the planet. Well, here's a catering to an audience you weren't expecting. Folks, it's our final story of the day, and it is these cakes that are at Disney World. If you wondered how can you possibly get a cake, like literally a bakery story big enough to put on the Pro Show, well, this is one way to do it. Disney fans blast obscene prices at new cake shop. Shockingly offensive. And yes, this is on Fox Business. This is how bad it is. A slice of cake at the Cake Bake Shop is starting at $22. Just wait to hear these prices. Get ready, folks. Inflation vacation is here. A new cake shop located at Disney's Florida theme park is opening this fall and is being criticized for its high prices, with fans calling the cost of some food items obscene and offensive. The Cake Bake Shop by Gwendolyn Rogers on the boardwalk at Disney World in Orlando is set to open on a not yet disclosed date later this year, after replacing the ESPN Club, which closed in 2020. These prices are obscene, one person said on Reddit. The menu was posted outside the bakery, which is not owned by Disney, showing prices that include a slice of cake starting at $22. The cake offerings will include Gwendolyn's famous Earl's Court chocolate cake at $26 a slice, Oprah's O-List mint chocolate cake at $24 a slice, and pumpkin spice cinnamon roll cake for $22 a slice. That's the entire price of that's the price of an entire cake at Amaretta's in Disney Springs, another Reddit user said. Another user added, $8 for a Coke is shockingly offensive. Yes, John, you were asking about the slice of a cake. How big is the cake? Well, $8 is what they're charging for a soda. Now, this is not a Disney-owned restaurant, and that's confirmed here.
Check out the crab cakes.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine.
Yep.
Prices are out of control, keeping in mind that this is not a Disney-owned or operated restaurant. This is an independent owner charging $32 for a hamburger. Good grief, one person said in a Google review. But here's the problem. These cake shops are located in other locations, Broad Ripple Village, Indiana, Carmel, Indiana, etc.
I'll say this about the Cake Bake Shop. It is very popular in the locations that it already exists. I will never, with a capital N, never visit Cake Bake Shop at Disney Boardwalk, wherever they put it down there. It is already expensive at the locations that they have that are not in the middle of the Disney property. It's, if you want an entire cake, it's $215 here for this restaurant. That's a cake that will feed 12. That's not like a sheet cake.
I think we saw.
Let me ask this question to you, Jonas, because I had some audio issues. I'm good now, but Jonas, my thought on this, where I was going with it, was they're having to charge so much at Disney. I presume because it costs so much to operate with Disney.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so that's where I wanted to go with this. Disney is not only damaging themselves with vacation inflation, but their third-party partners joining together with them. Fair?
Absolutely.
Oh,
One more thing is they're leasing the land that the shop is on from.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one more item.
It's two things.
Yes, go ahead. Take one.
Oh, I was just going to say that it's my understanding there is a flat monthly lease plus about 40% of the gross off the top, in addition to the monthly lease.
I could be wrong. 40% of gross?
That's my understanding.
That's not an outlandish number at some malls in our country, or hasn't been. That is not. But they don't start from a point. Here's my question. Right now, you guys who go to the parks every day or often, what's your average run-of-the-mill base standard hamburger cost at Walt Disney World?
$17.
Okay,
Yeah,
17 bucks. So if there is one at 30 some odd dollars, doesn't that give Disney license to say, the $17 standard, let's bump it to $18.25? Because we can always say, hey, look, this other one is much more. We're not that expensive. We're just going with the flow. And how many of those everyday run-of-the-mill, I want a hamburger, Daddy, do they sell? And at a buck and a half.
I just want to point out the peanut butter and jelly is $18.
There you go.
I just want to point out that the House of Blues is no wonder. It's no wonder the House of Blues can't sell whole chickens anymore. They can't afford Elwood.
What's the price comparison with their other locations that are not in Disney? I'd like to know what the difference is.
20 to 30% higher. Did
that Fox article have it? I thought that we were going to get to that.
Let me pull it back up here.
Every
go
time
ahead, guys.
Restaurants at Disney World, we better remember that you paid $150 to get access to them.
Now,
and how much? And with this one being at Boardwalk, how much to park compared to McDonald's for a hamburger?
An unpopular opinion here. Very unpopular. I love, and I mean, this is my Achilles heel. Guilty pleasure is cake. And I am picky when it comes to cake. I love tasting it. I love judging it. And I enjoy every second of it. I'm one of these types that would go just to taste what that bake shop just to compare. I'm just curious.
Let me just
what
ask
the buttercream tastes like. What's the breading like in the cake? What's the filling like?
Okay, Erica, let me since you are, I've noticed you're a girl. So let me just take you over to this. This is what one of their main locations looks like right here. This is
it is beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. I'd walk right in there and not even bat an eye.
Right. So
needs more flannel.
Well, I'm also gonna
no, it doesn't.
point out the uniforms.
Perfect. I gladly host a bridal shower in there, a baby shower, a 5-year-old's tea party with cakes.
This is
yes.
Oh, I wanted my bedroom to look like that.
But would you go every day as you walk by on the way to work and have in the neighborhood I'll pay $25 for a piece of cake?
This is a destination kind of.
But in these locations, it's what, $18? John, it wasn't in the article I was looking, but $17, $18 a cake or slice of cake, and in Disney it's almost $30. So that's the difference.
So it's still expensive,
what you're facing.
even at $18. But I mean, oh gosh, I am a typical girl.
All right, Erica. Since you've brought it up, Erica, we got to know. Carrot cake, chocolate cake, what kind of cake? Strawberry cake. What are you going with?
My go-to is typically vanilla with a good vanilla buttercream, but I do love red velvet is my top with cream cheese frosting. I love strawberry cake, the cream cheese frosting.
All right, panel. Anybody else have a cake opinion?
Crumbly, and that icing better be creamy and sweet.
Erica, in a nation just over a borderline from where you were speaking from, somebody famously told people, well, let them eat cake. And we saw how that turned out.
I was just going to point out, by the way, Gwendolyn's famous Earl's Court chocolate cake, that's $115 for a cake that serves 8.
Is that in Disney, or
that's the non-Disney price? That is the
right.
And I was going to say that's about what you're going to pay for something that fancy and specialty, and typically it's for special occasions. It's not I'm just craving I got a sweet tooth and we're running to Publix and buy me a slice or buy me a full cake from the freezer.
Yeah.
The other place in Disney that has these. Oh, go ahead, Ron. The other place in Disney that has these special cakes, special baking products is Gideon's. Gideon's is extremely famous. There's always
I was going to say we did it for cookies
out the door, and it's only $9 for one of their cake slices.
Yeah.
So $9, and those cake slices because I've seen them, should feed 3 people, or maybe one person. You take it home and you eat off it for a few days. They're huge. They're ginormous cake slices. They're like 7 layers. So if you're looking for a comparison and you're going, okay, I just want this a fancy slice of cake, you're probably going to go to Gideon's over the Cake Bake Shop for price, because I would like to have Erica come over here when you're here, do a taste test between the
we are doing that.
piece
It
of
might
cake
be a year
and the
from now.
$9 slice of cake.
But yeah.
All right,
And
folks, we've got a live
Jonas,
show planned.
Jonas, correct me if I'm wrong, but we did a video about Gideon's, and what happened at Gideon's is exactly what happened in Let 'em Eat Cake Land. The employees, the proletarians, revolted, and boy, were they revolting doing it. And
one thing we hope, though, we hope the cakes are not
I've
revolting.
heard this cake shop, one of their specialties, what they do allow for is whoever the owner is, she allows for you to ask for the icing recipes.
And yet again, folks, we have come to the end. But what a video it has been, and we hope you agree. Folks, if you had a good time with us, consider clicking that like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell, and drop a comment right on down below. We care about your thoughts. Folks, we also want to invite you to partake in thatparkplace.com. Of course, www. You get the idea. Thatparkplace.com. It is the website telling the truth, and it is a rising star across the web for pop culture news coverage and analysis. Go over there and bookmark it today. Folks, we're bookmarking you as a great guest that we appreciate. Until the next time we have the honor of spending time with you, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, folks, you better believe it, keep having fun.